Uh, we're coming close to an hour and 10 minutes. What do you think? I mean, you want to talk about LA Knight, obviously.
Let's just talk about LA Knight. Let's
Brian,
just talk
yeah.
You want to do it before we move on to our SummerSlam predictions?
All right.
Let me talk to you.
All right.
Let me talk to you.
Go ahead, Brian. Talk to us. What's up with LA Knight? Is he going to get this push or no? Like, what's going on?
Hey, look, I don't know. I don't know what's happening with him. All I know is that I've been watching Sean Ricker. I remember the first time I saw him. It was Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. They had a show that they had on local TV here in LA, KDOC. And I remember the first time I saw him, and like, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, a lot of, indie, very lo-fi pro wrestling, but it was on TV. This guy stood out in a way that the first time I saw him cut a promo, I'm like, oh, WWE's going to scoop him up, like lickety split. And again, this is like 2010. 2010. Maybe 9 even. I don't know. And he was being managed by Percy Pringle, Paul Bearer, for a time on that show. And I just saw this guy, and I was like, man, this guy is so great. And it's like, just his speaking and his promo ability, I'm like, this is exactly what WWE looks for. And, I know he had a brief stint in NXT or FCW, never made it to TV, and then was released. And then, went back to the Indies, Impact, his TNA run. He finally comes back to NXT. Like, I've been a fan of LA Knight for a long time. And I've seen his charisma. I've seen his potential. I'm like, this guy has the makings of a star. He called himself the mega star. This dude is. And from Max Dupree being the head of Maximum Male Models to regaining his NXT name, LA Knight, and being put out there. And
that was tough.
And being put out there after that in a position where he wasn't meant to really shine and get over, but did, in spite of that, is everything. Like, that is wonderful. And I am hoping that the powers that be within the company are seeing this. And I know I've read some reports where it's like, oh yeah, we've got plans for him post SummerSlam, da-da-da. I just hope for the best for this guy because I've been a fan for a long time. And I just think he has it. He has it. And he has the crowd. They love this dude. He's a great promo. Is he the best in-ring worker? No. But you know what? I don't give a shit. I don't care. Because I like him as a personality. The best matches that I've ever seen in my life largely have nothing to do with the work rate. It's I give a shit about who wins and who loses. And I think that's when pro wrestling works at its best, where you can get yourself so involved in the outcome, where it's like, yeah, I mean, obviously I don't want to see, sloppy mistakes or whatever, but I'm so invested as a fan that I just want my guy to win. And right now, I'm that guy. I'm that. What's it called? The Malapert Smark. I'm the Malapert Smark, and I'm smarking for LA Knight because I want this guy to win. I want him to succeed, and I just want the best for this guy. And barring that, if he doesn't get that push, if this is another Zack Ryder type situation, well, then I can just lean into the fact that a guy that I've been a fan of for years is at the very least working for a company and getting paid what he's worth. You know what I mean? He's in WWE. He's at least getting paid. Like, that was my thing with Bryan Danielson when he went to WWE. I'm like, he's my favorite wrestler of all time. He's in WWE. I don't expect him to have these great matches like he did in Ring of Honor. I'm just happy for him that he's finally in a place where he's being paid what he's worth. And obviously that ended up being way better than I expected. But for LA Knight, I'm glad where he's at. I'm glad that he's getting the shine. His merchandise is selling. And yeah, I want the most for him. I'm a fan. Yeah. I wanted to bring back the dummy. I love him to bring that back. But yeah, I'm a big fan of LA Knight. So yeah, that's how I feel.
But you're right though. As a Smark, as people who analyze the show, this is wrong that he's not getting a push, right?
Exactly.
This is like so messed up. It's like basic wrestling. The fans like a guy. Push him and make the fans happy. Like, what is your problem? What is the deal here? I don't get it. You know,
there's no negative to it, to be honest. Like, as over as he is, like, there's what's the negative? It's like, okay, maybe he didn't factor into their plans, but the fans like him, so let's try. And if he takes off, he takes off. If he doesn't, then okay, then the company was right. And it's like, oh, we tried, it didn't work out, whatever. But
yeah,
there's no
plenty of
harm in
things
trying.
don't work out.
There's no
Yeah.
harm in trying because the fans love him. I love him. And I'm sure I'm gonna hazard a guess that you guys like LA Knight too.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course. Of
Absolutely.
course.
Yeah.
Everybody loves LA Knight right now. Everybody.
Well, Brian, let me ask you though just this one thing that I think me and Keon talked about it on the show last week. There seems to be some rumblings that LA Knight rubs people the wrong way backstage. Now, I kind of with Kahan that I don't think it should matter because that's always been the case across the board in wrestling. There's a lot
business, guys. It's a business.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob.
Oh,
I was going to say the same thing. This is the pro
I am
wrestling
with you.
business.
Oh, I'm with you. But there's always politics in this stuff. So I'm just wondering, do you think that could be playing a part of why they're not pushing him yet, or if they even plan to? I mean, who knows, right?
I mean, look, that can always play a part, but I've heard this whole thing. Like, I mean, I've got friends that are in pro wrestling who have had that stigma attached to them, where it's like, oh, well, they run people the wrong way, or this, that, and the other, and that can mean a multitude of things, and especially when you're dealing with a company as big as WWE, that could just be a couple of people's opinion, who for whatever reason don't like a guy, and are putting a thing out there saying he's hard to work with or whatever, because he may question the creative direction, or he may have questions about his character. To me, that doesn't mean hard to work with. That means a guy that's invested, that is just trying to really get a sense of where his character fits within the grand scheme of things. But even if he was like a dick, and I don't know that he is, I haven't heard that at all, but I'm just saying, I'm just looking for the most negative thing. Let's say he's a dick. He goes out there and he's getting a reaction that most people in the back would kill for. They like this guy. So as a business, it's like, well, yeah, not to be, no pun intended, maybe we should do something with this guy to, at the very least, even if, like, let's say he's like the worst person backstage, and I'm being hypothetical. Yeah. Okay, fine, maybe he is, but he's moving merchandise, the crowd loves him, so let's push him and try to get as much out of him before the whole thing blows up. Whatever. It's a business. You've got these talents, maximize and strike while the iron is hot. That is my thing. And that is my take with the worst scenario, which I don't believe that I don't really believe these reports that he's like hard to work with and this, that, and the other, because I've seen that label get thrown to people wrongly, where it's like, I'm not hard to work with. I'm just asking questions here. Like, I just want to know where the creative is going. That doesn't make me hard to work with. I'm just invested. And yeah, don't put that label on me,
It's a very fair point. Yeah.
Maybe WWE just like yes men, like, hey, we don't have a good plan tonight. We just need you to go do this job. We don't have a lot of time to talk about this. I'm busy. Just go do it, please. I don't know. I don't know what it is. All conjecture, guessing. I have no clue. I don't know why he hasn't gotten a run yet. It's way overdue.
But I think so. Here's the thing, right? So he's in this Slim Jim Battle Royal.
He's gonna win it, you think? But win. I thought that before. I thought that about that U.S. title tournament first round match. I was all excited about that too.
Me too. Me too. I thought, yeah.
All right. So, well, listen.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brian. Well, this is already becoming one of the longest shows we've done, which is nice. You're here. It's a special episode.
I'll shut.
No. That's great. It's honestly.
I can be long-winded, so just you can just tell me, B, stop.